music hall song. You can make a lot of bread from a music hall song. Who cares about money? He seizes my hand on the table. I care about you, darling. I care about taking you away from all this. And what if I like all this just fine? It sure beats the place I grew up in. Why, a joint like this is paradise compared to back home. You're too fine and good to be sitting here in this lousy dump. You deserve a better life out in the country, where you don't have to lift a finger, where you don't have to spend 8 hours a day in slavery to some lecherous banker, where you don't have to think about anything so crass as... You know something, Billy boy? I generally find that people who say they don't care about money are the exact same people who've never had to earn any. You're right. You're quite right. And that's what I want for Cherub, I say kindly, returning his hand. Will you excuse me a moment? It seems my company is required at the bar. 2. Now, before you go forming any ill opinions of me, let me assure you, I've never taken a cold dime from Billy the Kid. A drink or two maybe, but no kale. I don't allow any gentleman to pay for the privilege of my company. I've seen too many girls get into hot water that way. And anyway, Billy's such a dear fellow. We met several weeks ago at some uptown party or another. I think Julie Schuyler introduced us. She's a friend of mine, if you can call it that. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he had this lovely sheepish, clean-eared handsomeness, this scrubbed jaw and pink cheek and full lower lip, this brown eye just waiting for a match to set it smolderin'. Lean, straight shoulders and new skin, his shirt front as wide and flat as pure marble, his head tilted forward and his mouth cracked open, his pink tongue fumbling for a greeting. I said, "Hello there, I'm Gin," and he said, "I'm Billy." And I said, "Pleased to meet you, Billy the Kid," emphasis on the pleased, and he just blushed into his blonde curling hair, and I fell in love. I took his hand, and we danced a bit, and then we went out into the cold Manhattan morning, and kissed right there on the corner of 5th Avenue and 61st Street, while the frozen branches of Central Park scratched against the nearby wind. And his lips were exactly as soft and warm as I feared. Later, he asked me if my name was really Gin, and I said no. It was Geneva. But people called me Ginger because of my hair, and Ginger became Gin. His face showed relief. I guess he was afraid I might be a drunk. 3. Unlike Billy, that tall, slender sapling, full of promise, the stranger at the bar is a live oak, limbs thick, neck like a trunk, ears planted on each side of his head. His shorn golden brown hair puts me in mind of a pelt. Next to his elbow, atop the plain black overcoat, his hat contains the perfect curves of a 5th Avenue haberdashery, the kind that charges you a mint and sends you out a gentleman. Next to his other elbow sits a glass of sweet milk, straight up. "Evening, Gin." Christopher nods to the stranger. "Fellow was asking for you." I point to the milk. "Make it 2, will you?" Christopher turns away and I hold out my hand. "Ginger Kelly, I couldn't help admiring your shoulders. Do you swing from trees?" "Not since I was 10. Voice like a bass drum beaten by a knotted rope. "Crush coconuts between your bare palms?" "That depends on what you mean by coconuts." He takes my hand. "Oliver Anson." "What a civilized-sounding name. Irish?" "English." "My mistake." The milk lands on the counter. Christopher adds a look that asks whether I require any assistance, and I return a look that says, "Keep an eye on Billy for me, will you?" I lift my glass. "Cheers." "Cheers." Clink. Drink. The band starts a new piece, drawling, full of blues. Bruno's bass thrums up and down. The milk is ice-cold and creamy and pure on the tongue, the taste of childhood, and as I study Anson's face over the